Welcome to the Simple Doesn't Mean Easy podcast. Today is one of our mini Friday episodes where we spend just 5 minutes or so talking about something that we wouldn't be able to fit other places, but not a whole long episode. So I'm glad you're here. Every time we get together, we're working at simplifying things in our lives one day at a time, one simple step at a time. And I'm your host, Michelle Visser. And today we're talking about something I promised last Friday. I believe last Friday was about shampoos and conditioners, I believe. Or was it hair gel? I'm not sure. Whichever it was, maybe it was all of those things. I heard from a lot of you that you were so excited to try what I had shared with you. And I had promised that today we're going to talk about some face solutions. I don't want to say cream because it's not face cream, but facial things. I'm sure there's a good word for it that is just eluding me. Anyway, it's a non-toxic home Friday. And okay, first of all, skin is the largest organ of our body. So it goes without saying that it's really important, if we can, to avoid intentionally adding toxins to anything on our skin. Um, Face moisturizers can contain endocrine disruptors. We've talked about those, that they're man-made chemicals that mimic our hormones and keep our entire endocrine system from being able to communicate and function the way that it should, because there are these false mimicking hormones being added into our endocrine system and basically totally disrupting the communication network and really harming our health. A couple of things that are very common in facial moisturizers are, well, for one thing, there's often fragrances in any kind of makeup, lotion, facial moisturizer. And it's really just there to make you go, doesn't this smell good? But unfortunately, they're made from chemicals. And those chemicals can be endocrine disruptors that are harming our health just to make us go, this smells good. Also, formaldehyde is often used as a preservative in a lot of facial moisturizers. And it's a carcinogen, guys. It is a chemical and it's easily absorbed by our skin. Not a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I don't want bacteria in my facial cream or moisturizer, but there are natural options for preservatives. They just cost more. So usually companies go with the cheap options. So their bottom line is better. There's also something called, I might say this wrong, toluene. It can hamper our immune system. But worse than that, it has been shown, like studies have shown, that this chemical causes birth defects. But don't worry, I looked it up. The Cosmetic Ingredient Review Board, believe it or not, there is such a thing, has concluded that toluene is safe, I'm using air quotes, for cosmetic use under the current conditions and concentrations that are being used. So no fret, guys. The Cosmetic Ingredient Review expert panel has determined that you're totally fine. It's okay. And they note that the human skin exposure to toluene from cosmetics is likely to be minimal. I'm sorry. That's not good enough, guys. And let's think about who these experts are. Who are they being paid by? Okay, so I have 3 things I want to show you that I really enjoy using. I'm going to save my favorite for last, and I'm going to explain to you why I love them. And formaldehyde, toluene, and any endocrine disruptors do not exist in these products. So that's why I'm recommending them. First of all, I'm going to say it wrong. Hyaluronic acid. You know what? Make sure you go to soullyrested.com/non-toxic if you want to see how these things are spelled and know what Michelle is actually talking about, since she does not know how to pronounce some of these things. But basically, this actually is a version that's for men, but they make a version for females. The only difference is the color of the bottle, honestly. But it's from one of my absolute favorite companies. They will never have endocrine disruptors in any of their products, guaranteed. And this people like because it's a natural, do I want to say amendment for wrinkles. How do I want to say that? It naturally will smooth out the wrinkles in your skin. And it really does. It's weird. I will say I'm not really concerned about the wrinkles in my skin. I think I talked some about that in a few previous episodes. But they sent it to me and I thought, oh, I'll try it. It probably isn't something I would have bought, but I love it so much that I am absolutely recommending it to you. Let me show you what it looks like. It is this clear gel. I don't know if you're on YouTube, I think you can see that. There you go. It's kind of a almost watery gel. And you simply just smooth it on. And I will just put it on maybe like once a week before bed. And I mean, you're not going to see on the screen. It's not that miraculous, but it really does smooth out the wrinkles. It's interesting. But on top of that, it's not just to get rid of wrinkles. It actually nourishes your skin. It is a nutrient that improves your skin quality. So it's a pretty cool thing. And then this one is made mainly of jojoba oil. I think it has 2 ingredients. If my eyes weren't so old and this wasn't so small, I could tell you. But again, go to soullyrested.com slash non-toxic and you can find out more about this. But let me show you this. It is a serum that is also, as you can see, very liquidy, very oilish. And it does amazing things to the feel of your skin. It really does. I had no idea that there was a serum out there like this that would make my skin feel so alive and so good. I'm not kidding. I've been using it for a long time and it actually still every time makes my skin feel better. But I'll be honest with you, this is not my primary oil. I do have this and I will grab it because I kind of like to change things up. I think it's good for our skin to not always use the same thing for 20 years, you know? But my all-time favorite, I absolutely love it. Like when I put this on, it like makes me sigh and sing because it feels so good. This is made from tallow. And maybe the fact that I'm a pig farmer is why I love this so much. I don't know. I just realized I'm going way beyond 5 minutes because I'm showing you guys these 3 things that I love, but that's okay, right? Again, it looks very similar to the serum I just showed you if you're watching on YouTube, but it's yellow because of the tallow. And guys, I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you as I'm smoothing this on how good it feels. It's like the tallow in it is what really does the good stuff, in my opinion. Like it feels so good. It's, how do I explain it? It's creamy without being creamy and slimy. It just soaks right in, but it's so smoothing. I don't know. This is the one that I put on almost every night. Highly recommend. Go to soullyrested.com slash non-toxic. You can find out more about these products. And I hope that if nothing else, even if you have no need for these products, that talking about this today has at least kind of made you aware that look at the products in your cabinet and make sure it doesn't have things like formaldehyde and toluene and any other endocrine disruptors. I do have a link at that page, soullyrested.com slash non-toxic. That is a fantastic resource about endocrine disruptors, what they are, what to look for, the most common ones, all that stuff. So definitely go check it out. soullyrested.com slash non-toxic. Thanks for listening, friends. Remember, it is easy to forget how blessed we are to live this life. So enjoy the simple everyday efforts. It's not easy, but it's a good life.